Nice.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
One door closes and another opens. And the last 2 years, the most fun I've had in my life is doing a podcast with the guy sitting, my brother, Brad Grunny Snacks, aka Johnny Cocktails. He's got so many nicknames. It's incredible. Brad, tell us about what the name of this show is, and it's show number 1, bro.
Well, we are excited because it's a fresh start. You know, we were on Fat Fish for 105 episodes, and now we have what's that word? We're now over on a new transition. I'm sorry, I didn't do well in school. Transition to Fish and Snacks. He's Fish, I'm Snacks, and we are so excited. We got some real good things happening. We got some surprises for you, and we have a great first guest. And we're fully transparent. We talk about life, we talk about Hollywood, we talk about sports, and there's a lot to talk about today, right, my friend?
Yeah, Brad's been in over 120 theatrical TV. You've seen him on Shameless. You've seen him on Two Broke Girls. You've seen him. He could tell you the main thing he ever did that I could watch 1,000 times was when he was on the roofer on Curb Your Enthusiasm. But we have nicknames. I'm Eric Snyder. I'm Fish. I got that years ago growing up on the West Side, 1976 in LA. But let me tell you how Brad, and show you the video how Brad got Snacks, because he is actually a superhero. Here we go.
Baby, you're my everything. I love you so much.
You're amazing.
I am?
You make me so happy.
I do? I will never leave you for anything or anyone. Come here, Daddy. Come here, baby.
What are you doing?
Oh, no. What are you doing here?
We gotta get out of here, lover boy.
You know this guy?
Kind of.
We have a real problem.
We do?
Yes.
Baby, I gotta go.
You're gonna leave this for that.
Oh, I don't want to.
Thanks.
I'll text you.
I just got dismissed by Mini Snacks. That's so up.
That's fantastic. You know, I gained about 200 pounds for that. That's great. I'm still friends with Joe Griffo. We might have to bring him back at some time as Mini Snacks. But yeah, you know, I make fun of myself. You know, that's what life's about. You know, self-deprecation, and I do it well. How about you? You make fun of yourself?
I love the Snacks. I love that. You know, we did a podcast before. Now we're Fish and Snacks. So people are going to want to know, watching our first show, why do you have a nickname? You know, and now Brad has a video behind his nickname. That's a great Lauren Francesca. And you know what? I don't know how many takes did you do with that? Because when you're holding her like that, man, you can see the pheromones coming out of your face. How many takes did you do just holding her like that?
What is pheromones?
Pheromones. Basically, you could see the ovulation in you, that you were just ready to go.
Ovulation. What does that mean?
She would have said, it means if she would have said, cut, let's go back to my trailer. You're not filming that next scene when you're walking with them with just Captain Snacks.
Yeah.
You know,
we did about 6 or 7 takes on that, and it was at Roxbury Park. That's my movie studio and my office. And you know, it's great. The Rangers come up to you and they say, "Oh, do you have a permit?" And I say, "Oh, I'm just doing this for my dad, and it's his birthday. He's going to be 100. Oh, okay, no problem. It's all about money. Follow the money trail, people. Everything's involving money, money, money. I've been going to this park since I used to take my grandma took me there as a kid. One of the wonderful parks of Beverly Hills, Roxbury Park. Check it out if you're in LA. Know it.
Brad, you did a great podcast before I had you start. Tell our audience, how did you get started in wanting to become an actor? Give us a synopsis about your life, which led from the University of Arizona to how you started acting.
Well, my mom had a big play in that, because I barely graduated University of High School, and I just wanted to go to Northridge and call it a day because I was a mama's boy. But my mom said, "You're going to this orientation weekend with me and Mike Norris and his mother in Tucson, Arizona." So I said, "All right, free trip." So I go there, and I'm walking around campus, and I liked it. It was really hot. It was during the summer. And then I come out of my dorm, Chi Bab Huachuca, and I ask this lady, "Excuse me, miss, do you know how to get to the student union?" And she says, "Oh, yeah, follow me." She goes 20 minutes out of her way, and she goes, "It's right there." I go, "Wait a minute, you weren't even going this way." She goes, "Oh, where are you from?" I go, "Los Angeles." She goes, "Oh, we're nice here in Arizona." Bingo! I go, "I'm coming here." And it changed my life forever because, my mom did everything for me. She's the best. She's 84 years old. I take care of her. And she just, every day's a new day. No matter what you're dealing with today, tomorrow, brand new day. My dad taught me that too. So I ended up going there. And guess what? My junior year, I was in Revenge of the Nerds, the first one. Revenge of the Nerds, the classic, the cult classic. And I told a bad joke, and maybe we'll, further episodes, I'll show you that episode, and show you that scene in Revenge of the Nerds. And it changed my life because I never thought about being an actor, but I was always funny and made my friends laugh. So that was the start of it all. So, you never know where life changes you. Something comes your way, and then you're like, wow, I never thought about doing this. And there's no coincidences in life. Things happen for reasons. And you and I reconnected after how many years?
1992 until about easy. Yeah. We connected on Facebook, and Facebook came around in 2008. But then I asked you to be a guest on another podcast I was doing, and you sold it. You crushed it. We had a comedian thing, and Brad comes on, and the other two guys wanted to quit the comedian business, comics, because Brad was just getting all the good one-liners. And then I had a chance to do another podcast, and that's how I started. And I said, I'm going to call this guy. I know he's doing another thing with this other girl, and it's successful. And then did 105, and then said, you know what? We're going to do a new start. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to do our own AI. We're going to do our own. Everything's going to be us. We're not going to depend on anybody else. We're going to have great guests, and we're going to talk a lot of sports and entertainment. And I like to segue into that. Okay, for a second.
Wait, before
First, we have to do this. I always have videos of Brad. Before we get into sports,
yeah, but wait.
This is that's my favorite video.
Wait. First of all, you talk too much, but I want to talk about you. You grew up in LA. How did you get into the bar business?
I was going to college, University of Texas, and I wanted a job while I was in college, 1980, and I worked at a place called Spaghetti Warehouse. First night, never get the guy's name, Mark Doré. He looked like Steve Perry from Journey, for all you old alta cockers like us out there. And literally 15 minutes into the shift, Brad, he gets in a fight with the customer, and the manager fires him and says, "You're up." And I'd never bartended before. I throw into the fire, and I bartended my way through college. And when I came home, my uncle, along with another guy, owned a bunch of chain of bars in Los Angeles, Weber's. If you live in LA, you know Weber's, the Orr House, Sloan's in West Hollywood. Opened a place called Mom's Saloon, San Vicente in Montana, no longer there. Where I met Brad Grunberg, and I worked 12 years there, moved to Vegas, got into the casino industry as far as bartending and gaming, and I've been doing it for 45 years.
You look fantastic, man. And I went to that bar. I went to Mom's. It was fantastic. It was one of the best bars in LA, but it was like the only bar in Brentwood, right? There were other bars in Brentwood, but this one had a line around the building every night, every single night. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
It was a great experience. Yeah.
Do you miss LA?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Do you miss Los Angeles?
I miss you. Yeah. I have a lot of family. I miss the beach. I have a lot of family and friends there. What's going on there as far as with the fires. I don't want to get Debbie Downer on our first show.
Yeah.
I don't miss the traffic. That's one thing that I got spoiled being out here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Right.
Is that, if I say to Brad, for all our people don't live in Los Angeles and don't live in Las Vegas, I said, Brad, meet me. We're going to go to the Arch Deli in the Valley. We both live in the city. We both got to figure out and Brad will tell you this better than I can. Do we take the canyon? What's the best way to get there so it doesn't take us 45 minutes to an hour? Am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah. you got to know the back roads in LA because you'll be on the road for hours. And now we're dealing with all
Brad,
this nonsense. Yeah.
well,
No, we're
we have a
dealing with all
guest
this nonsense.
today.
You know, it's really sad. You know.
Right. I want you to introduce this guest.
Okay.
I think she's
No,
in
you
queue.
introduce her.
And
Yeah,
then
you introduce her.
all
I
right.
like it.
We did, Brad and I
Love
did
it.
what did we do, 105 shows.
Mhm.
In the 105 shows we did, and I'll say it, we did a show with the Fat Fish. We had Tony Orlando on twice. We had the great Carrot Top. I mean, Carrot Top is one of the greater people, actors, actresses. We had guys that taught us the finer points of poop. And then we had this young lady who is classy. She's in the adult entertainment industry. And she came on and gave such great sound bites. Why don't we have her on as our first guest on Fish and Snacks? Let's bring in the very beautiful and lovely Onyx
Hi
Muse.
guys. Oh, that's
Wow.
such a nice intro. I
Yes.
really appreciate that.
Oh, we appreciate you.
You
What
look
an
great.
honor, all those people, and I'm still remembered.
You look great. You look great.
You're still
How's your life
remembered.
been? How's your life been?
Crazy good. I'm actually in New York, so I flew in, so I was like rushing to get in my hotel and get ready and all that. But no, life is great.
Do you have an entourage?
Sometimes it depends. I'm very ninja. Like I roll solo, but if I need to have an entourage, then I will. But you know, we just kind of I like to really like go low key. Like if people like I could go somewhere and people don't know me, I love that. Like I don't want to be recognized or anything
Sure.
like that.
Same with us, right, Fish? Fish, are you there?
Yeah, you have an entourage. I mean, shit. I have old ladies that come in and see me at the bar. That's about it. You know, no, I shouldn't
Hey,
say
you
that.
know, you
No,
gotta give respect to those old ladies.
I do. I can respect everybody. When I do the same thing you and Brad do. I multitask. I multitask and read the room just like you guys do.
Yeah.
You have to.
Onyx,
Right?
how
Okay.
did you start in the business way back a couple of years ago? How did you?
I have a weird story. So I fell victim to like revenge porn and like blackmail, and I had like a boyfriend who was very bitter about our breakup, and he knew like girls in the industry, and I was like hanging with them, and they were like, oh yeah, he's a crazy guy, we couldn't like tell him, and I was like, oh my god, like, and so then he just kept like harassing me and like threatening me, and then they were like, why don't you just like do it? They're like, why don't you like get some notoriety and like get him off your back? And at the time I was like a regular like professional model. I was a go-go dancer at like all the hottest like nightclub venue, like corporate nightclubs in LA. And I was like, oh my God, no, I couldn't do that. But then I was like, I'm not really making shit. So fuck it. Why not?
Absolutely. Was it weird at first?
Yes and no. Like obviously I knew what I was signing up for, but it wasn't as bad as like, you know, people fear. And it became awesome because, you know, I was able to like make my own like, you know, career out of it. You know, it was different. I was like my own boss, and it was fun, and it was like no judgment. You're going to be hot, you're going to be naked, you know, there wasn't like, you know, I think it was just like it really drew me in because it was like the realness of people and not like this fake, like, you know, representative type of like stuff. So, but it had a lasting impact. I'm still in it.
Wow. How many years have you been in the biz?
It's been 11 years. I don't shoot for companies anymore, but I do like my own content now. So now I just do like girl stuff and fetish and solo. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Get to like make hot videos with my girlfriends, make money, we get to travel. And and I'm doing a podcast too. So it's just really been able to, like once you kind of get in it, then you get to see like all these different opportunities that you have at your fingertips.
Hey, Fish, have you ever seen a girl scene? I've never seen anything like that before.
What do you
Fish?
think? I'm
Fish,
married.
are you there?
I've been married 36 years. You don't think I find videos and do things, to spice things up? What are you,
In
nuts?
the, in the
Oh,
shower?
yeah.
At work?
Well,
When do you look at this stuff? In the car?
Brad, no, well, I'm not going to brag. We talk about Mom's Saloon, and I worked there in the 80s, and I was renting a beach house in Malibu. You don't think there was a couple of girl scenes that went
Oh,
on in my life? You were there, Brad.
Yeah, yeah.
You filmed it, Brad.
I was the executive on that. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember.
you're the director on that.
Yeah, it's funny. I've seen Onyx work, and you're wonderful, and you really are passionate. I did it for research purposes only.
Oh, did you? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, I have a little.
I bet it was quite the homework, right?
Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that. I mean, pink tacos. I like to eat tacos, and then I saw that, and I'm like, wow, what's that? And but it was really well done. And it's funny, I was in the business for a while. I worked at this place called the world famous Hollywood Tropicana Female Mud Wrestling in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
And then I ventured off into private bachelor parties. Wow, let me tell
I
you
know,
something.
right?
That's a crazy, crazy world,
I just,
Yeah.
I throw them now. Like I've done them, I've managed them, and
Oh,
pretty funny, So I know the drill, like, but it was funny because this recent one, I got a call and, you send pictures, right? And it's funny because like the guys didn't pick me, but it was cool. I liked it. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna bring my girls, but my girlfriends never did a bachelor party, so I was like, I'm not gonna leave them hanging. I'll go. So I like just dressed up. I still got paid to like take care of it, but it was funny
sure.
because I brought all this like BDSM gear, because you go and you're like, okay, like, what do you guys want? Like, they don't know. They have no fucking idea. They're just like, okay, we're just girls' room, bachelor party. Let's go. So I like, and my girls, they never like used some of this stuff or like whatever. And so I like brought the bag and I like, yeah. So I like did everything. And then I also like, negotiated like when they wanted to do like the private dances. But it's like funny because like the guys were like, yeah, I'm going to take her and go down to like my room. I'm like, no, you're fucking not. I was like, you're going to fucking do it right here. And it was funny because the guys, they get scared of me, but they're also turned on and stuff. And they're like, oh, are you going to like join in? I'm like, no, I wasn't picked. So I'm here to help my girls out. So it's just funny.
That's
but
what
it worked out really well. But it was funny, like when I first started doing them.
Yeah,
Especially
no, that's what I
Vegas.
did. I was like the
Brad.
muscle. I was like the MC.
Yeah,
I roasted guys. If you ever need me, let me know.
I know. I didn't have
love to
one,
do- I
so
would
I
love
was
to
like,
work with
"Fuck,
you,
I
yeah.
gotta be the guy."
And it was just so much fun because people don't even know what the fuck they want. You're right. You
Right.
have to create it for them. I was going to bring Fish and put him on a leash and a collar and walk him around the room, but he
Well,
didn't want to do it.
we have that. I remember I worked with this like fucking cool girl, just super random. I go and then it was so funny because she wasn't like a porn girl and she wasn't technically a stripper, but she would just do these. Like the bachelor parties were her thing. So I was like, okay, all right, and then she's like, don't even sweat it. She's like, I got the game. So we go in the suites and she'll get like, like the cups that they leave in the bathroom. And then she'll get them and then she'll make little like games. Like she'll like put M&Ms down like our thing. And like they have to, so then they have to race each other. So there's like two girls racing. They're not winning anything, but the guys are all playing in and then you get the gummy bears. And like the girls turn around and they put the cup like right by their butt and they have to like shoot it in, like so I mean like working with her I was like wow, I was like where do you come up with this? She's like I just smoke a blunt, I just fucking do. She's like I'm just trying to get the money, get out. She's like I'm trying to do 5 in a night if I can.
Oh my God.
I'm hyperventilating.
It's
Hey,
it's
Brad,
I know.
you
crazy.
See,
talked
like,
about the Brad. Let me get one in on here. Onyx, thank you so much for being our first guest on
thank
our,
you guys
you
for
know, our
having
launching
me.
of Fish and Snacks. But I have to ask you, if I hired you to do a party, two things. I just signed up for Medicare. What is your copay?
Oh God.
It's
It's
expensive.
gotta
It's
be.
private insurance,
It's
okay?
Yeah.
So
okay.
Everybody thinks that bachelor parties just appear, and then you give them your prices. And I did it for 10 years, and oh, I can't pay that. I go, you're a
right,
multi-millionaire.
right.
What do you mean? You pay what you get for. You listen here. Let me give you a number. Two people off the street. It's not going to be classy. We're not going to do what you want. Everybody's not going to be safe. Like I did some high-end bachelor parties, and
Yeah.
the reason people hired me is because I know nothing. Like during the Heidi Fleiss days, all these shows called me and asked me questions about this one, that one. I go, you got the wrong guy. Even though they were assholes to me, I'm still not a homewrecker.
Right.
So you got to be trustworthy, like you, Fish.
Yeah.
Fish had, at his bachelor party, Onyx, he had little people running around, just little people, girls and guys in outfits, saying fish, 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 fish. And Fish had a great time. All his buddies go,
It was
you're into
horrible.
little people?
Little people
No,
fetish, everybody's got their kink, right?
Yeah, yeah. Right, Fish?
what can I
Did you
tell you?
like
It was
that?
the Wizard of Oz, Willy Wonka theme, Oompa Loompas. It's just
Did you
I
have
can't.
did you have one working the
This is
mini
the
bar?
'80s. Onyx. When I had
The
my
mini
bachelor
bar.
party, you weren't born. Okay, I got married in 1989. How old were you?
I
Negative.
was born in 1989.
Oh my God.
I might have
Fish.
dated your mom.
I know. I
Oh,
was probably conceived at your bachelor party.
oh
Great.
my God. I've done so many crazy bachelor parties. Do you have one bachelor party or one gig you've done, no names, that was unbelievable? You've seen it all,
Yeah.
Honest. Is there one that sticks out in your mind?
There was one that so one of my guys, he's like, I've done so many like bachelor parties for his guys, and he's a hedge fund guy. So he was like, look, he's like, I got my guy, he's getting married. And I was like, oh, okay, we'll just do the thing. And he goes, no, look. And he doesn't like my dominatrix stuff. And he was like, look, he's like, you need to fucking come through. He's like, I want two dominatrixes to like get him, right? And I was like, okay, all right. So I hit up my girlfriend and she's like, yeah. She's like, you know what? She's like, I want to do it. She's like, I can't, but I'm going to give you my electric wand. She's like, and I'm going to get, and so I was like, oh, okay. All right. Like, so it's like, cool. So and I still have it to this day. She's like, good luck, girls, whatever. So I had like another girlfriend, dressed her up, and I never used this thing, but it's more so for show. But we totally like rocked their world, and it was during March Madness. So it was like even craziness. There's all kinds of people. And yeah, we like brought the gear, spanked him, electric shocked him, and the guy was like so scared. He was like, "Oh my God." He's like, "You're not gonna do this. You're not gonna do this." And then he goes, I'm like, "Look, like we'll just do it." And after he said it felt so good, he like wanted more.
Oh God. Jesus. I love it. See?
Yeah, so to all his
Oh, this
friends,
is
I'm like the legend.
I got one for
But
you guys. I got one. So I did this guy's bachelor party, high-end guy, and it went well until somebody started taking pictures. Not
oh
good.
yeah.
Well, I got those pictures, and I have a security guy and all this stuff. Well, it was a big success. So then the fiance said, "Oh man," and she was high end, and she said, "I want to have a bachelorette party." I go, "Great. Well, I don't know any guys. I only know Fish in a G-string bikini brief." And she said, "No, no, no, no. I want what you did at my fiance's." I go, "Wait. You want girls?" She goes, "Yeah." So I got my girls. I went, I did it, and all these girls were running around in bra and panties, and it was just me and my two girls. And what we did was at the end, it was a nice treat for the bachelorette or the bachelor. We worked with a double-sided dildo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then after we worked with it, I got a Sharpie pen and everybody signed it. and gave it to the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. But it was a huge success because girls like to watch. They're voyeurs. Most people are voyeurs,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Fish.
I'm a
Look at Fish's
voyeur.
face. Look at Fish's face right now. Okay. He's
Well, I'm
married the
thinking
best.
about the double-sided dildo.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about the
he's like,
double-sided
okay,
dildo,
what's
and
going
it's
on with that?
well, hang on. The double-sided dildo is in back of Brad in front of all the pictures, like the deli pictures he had. He kept that. Trust me.
I do have
Oh
one.
wow.
No, I mean, there's so many people that say, "Oh, I would never do that. That's disgusting." They're the first in line, right?
Oh yeah.
Onyx?
Let,
Oh yeah.
Can I ask you both a question about the bachelor parties? Since I've been to them, but I've never put them on. And this is a serious question, Onyx and Brad. Do you make people sign like NDAs about that they can't talk about what happened there, or is it just because sometimes things can happen? You might have a celebrity. Have you ever done any celebrity ones, Onyx?
I haven't really done any celebrity ones. I've just done like high elite people, but yeah, no celebrities.
I have done a lot of
You
celebrities.
can't talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would never see. That's the thing. They trusted me,
Yeah.
even though I got stiffed. Have you ever get stiffed
Oh yeah.
for the money? Oh my God! I always knew.
Well,
a young
that's
kid-
when I would have my guy come in and
Oh, your guy come in and get the
yeah.
money.
Well, not my guy, but like a security guy come
Oh, a
in.
security
and
guy
have to
does that.
regulate.
No, I trusted these guys. Here you'll like this, Onyx. You take care of me, and I'll take care of you.
Oh,
Oh,
the classic line.
that's the greatest, right?
Yeah.
Like this, you take care of me, and I'll give you free drinks at Chuck's Tavern, and some free hamburgers, and some free sliders, and you can have my autograph and take a picture with me. Oh, sorry.
Well, that's why it's
yeah,
like
what's
you
that
got to
easy?
get the money up front,
Yes.
and especially in Vegas, like because then you got the guys after the Bachelor who want their time, and these guys will stall you, and you have to like really be like a time clock watcher and like pump and go, like just really like move through them. So and know how I feel. Like sometimes the guys get all they're like, is the Bachelor gonna come? Yeah. He's gonna come. All right. Yeah. But yeah.
These guys are such pussies,
I know.
Yeah, they're women, their wives, they run the show. It's like, I'm going to a bachelor party.
Right.
You call me when you get there. I'm very nervous. And it's always condoms.
Onyx.
They all got jitterbugs and stuff, and
always wear condoms. That's
Both you
another
guys.
thing.
What about bachelorette parties? Do you have more fun at bachelorette parties? Brad, have you done those?
I cannot
Onyx, you
say
had have done
that I've
bachelorette parties.
done many of those. I'm definitely on the other side of things. However, I would love to do bachelorette parties. I do a lot of them at the strip club. I haven't really done private ones, but I know a lot of like male escorts or male dancers who tell me about like their bachelorette parties that they do.
One of my favorite shows was Gigolos on Showtime.
Yeah.
Was that all staged? Was that
I
staged?
know a few of them, so I've partied with them. I was always like, wow, these guys are like Gucci, like Louis Vuitton. These women were spending on them, so I give them credit because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like if I was a man, I'd do it too.
Here's a hypothetical. You're doing a scene in a porno, and I've been on a lot of porno sets, and people just show up. They don't even know each other. Some of these actors, and all of a sudden, Onyx, you're working with this new guy. He's really nice. He's really funny, and then all of a sudden, I show up, a fat, funny guy, and I've never done. You can barely find my pee-pee, and it's really awkward. Would you ever do a scene with me?
I mean.
Wait, go back on it.
Your pee-pee?
Wait. Go to what you said earlier. You got to pay up first, buddy.
I have never done that. I mean, actually, we do get pictures of who we are going to, or we get their like social media, but we don't have surprises. We shouldn't have a surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah, but if you have a surprise, you have to like learn how. Like my agent has always said, you stop like what's going on because you're not paid for that. So then so you got to be like your own watchdog,
right?
While you're getting fucked.
So you're performing with someone like me or somebody else or Fish, and it's not going well. Like I've been on the sets. You have to do certain positions. and do this and that, and then they're ready for the money shot. Okay, that can
The
take
pop.
hours. Oh, the pop. Excuse me, the pop. I like popsicles. I think about
Yeah.
popsicles. Yeah. But yeah, so you do that. Sometimes it takes longer than it should. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're filming, they got to get the angle or
Yeah.
position, and you're in this like really like not normal sex position that does not feel good, but visually it looks so good.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's happened, or sometimes the guy is just depleted, like, you know, he's tired, he's exhausted. It's like going up and going down and going up and going down. But
You've done this a long time, you know what you're getting into, you get your rest and all that. But you know, when you do this, do you still enjoy doing it?
yeah, I do. I do. And also too, like I have like, okay, when I'm shooting, like I put my mind into it. I find things that are turning me on to keep me in the mode. So yeah, of course. And plus, like
yeah.
I'm a dominatrix, so of course, like I like to fucking like mind fuck while I'm fucking or like doing the acting. So I try to have fun with it.
You gotta have fun. Yeah. And do you have a social life?
Yes.
You can date? Do you have a boyfriend? Does he understand it? Or do you have to date in the industry? Do you have to date?
No, I don't have a boyfriend. I've had boyfriends, and dating is very, very difficult. But I've stopped for boyfriends, and then I've like learned like, okay, that was stupid. Like, they didn't, you know, you're really like quitting for their feelings, not more so for you. And also like they don't have the balls or like the mindset to understand like what you're doing as a job. So, you know, I've just kind of learned fuck their feelings. I'm doing this for me. It's also too, it's like, it's taking me like a lot of women, it takes us a certain point in our life to be able to do this. This is not just for the weak or like just for a normal girl. So in order to do this, it's very liberating. And it's fun.
The one thing I instilled in all the girls at the Tropicana, put away for a rainy day, like my grandma said. Put away. Do you put away for a rainy day? Do you invest your money? Because a lot of them are like on the streets. They go out with the wrong guy.
You know, in the beginning, I did not. I was just, and most of us, we were just having fun. We got this money coming in. We have no financial advisors. I had to eventually like learn how to do that and be smart and all that. Now, like I'm a mom too, so of course, like yeah, I'm really on top of that now.
Please put away for a rainy day. Look at Fish. You should go and spend the money with Fish. Fish knows how to use his money. He spends. He puts away for rainy day.
I'm double the age of Onyx. I could be your father. You know, so.
Yeah,
Wow.
you got married when I was born.
You're older. Grandfather.
Oh,
well, I'm 29 years older than she is. I was born in '89. I'm 29 years older than she is. I know how old she is. So I had a question for you. Can you tell us something? Can you tell Fish and Snacks something that you've never said on a microphone before? I'm not even putting you on the spot. Is there something that you've never, ever said before?
Something I've never said? That's really hard.
That's a hard one.
Yeah. That's a hard one because I've
hard
been on
one.
a lot
That's
of
a
Is
hard
there something
one.
about yourself? Is there something about your career that you said, you know what, there's a secret that I could get out? And is there something you'd like to do that your podcast is associated with that, you know what, I wish we had more of, or what?
That
How about your parents?
maybe this, like I strive to be a sugar mama when I'm older. So I will definitely, like, no matter what, like I am going to pay it forward for as much as fun and, you know, blessings that I've had in my life that I'm going to, you know, I'm going to bless some little ones that come my way. And yeah, like that's something I'm actually investing, like starting my business, my e-commerce So I'll be selling like lingerie and sex toys, which is perfect because that's totally aligns in my world. And yeah, so
What do your
I
parents think? What do your parents think? Your family?
well, my father's passed away, but he wasn't a big fan of it. But I definitely like I told both of my parents like when I made the decision because I was actually helping them out as well. My parents were going through a divorce. So my mom is not a super like she was not a super big fan of it because my parents are in the military. But my mom's retired and it's so funny because like, you know, she just wants me to be safe and like, I'm not doing anything bad or whatever. And then like one day, like she's like, hey, these girls that they start this OnlyFans, she's like, I think it's really like successful. Like you should do it. Cause I was in the middle of my custody battle. And I was like, Mom, like, are we really? So like now like my mom is like doing like little things where she's like somewhat paying attention, but like kind of like supporting my life, like my career, but she also doesn't try to get into like the nitty-gritty of it, but it's like funny. So
Oh, that's nice. Oh God. Fish, do you have any more questions for this wonderful lady? This has been
Yeah.
fantastic because you're so open and honest. By the way, there was a guy named Bill Margold who was Burt Reynolds in Boogie Nights. You saw Boogie Nights,
oh
right?
yes.
So
Yes.
when I worked at the Tropicana, I walked in the office and there was a guy there, and I go, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Bill." I go, "Hi, I'm Johnny Cocktails." He goes, "Oh." So there was a paper called the LA Express, and he used to
Yes.
write the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, not pornos, but
Right.
movie, like real movie.
Right.
And he took me to a couple of sets, and I was like, it was fascinating. Jerry
It is.
Butler. I mean, it was crazy, these guys. And I learned so much about the business. And you know what was sad? It takes all the sexuality out of you. Like if you and I had a date, hello, I would take you to Ruth's Chris house. Wait, Chris Ruth? I would take you to a nice dinner. I'd hold your hand and bring you
Ruth
flowers.
Chris.
Is that a turn on?
Wow. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what are you wearing when you're doing it?
This Adam
Are you in a
Sandler collection.
suit?
The Adam Sandler collection, Hawaiian shirts
Damn
and stuff.
it!
You
If
got
you're
it
in
at
a
Target.
suit, that might have turned me on, but it's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We could work with it.
Okay, all right. I'm Jewish
Hey,
and I'm
Onyx.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. You're a big seller. Onyx, where can we see your podcast? Tell us about your podcast. What
So
is it?
yes, so you can
The
see my
name.
podcast Sin City with Onyx Muse on YouTube, or you can go to onyxsocialclub.com. I have the full episodes there. I have so many that I have to edit and record. I've literally been traveling so much, but July I'm doing I have a booth at Champs Trade Show in Las Vegas, and I'll be doing a live podcast while showcasing my wonderful dildos that I can sell that you can do Bluetooth and play your music. And I'm going to do live podcasting there. So, yes, onyxsocialclub.com. You can get the full episodes, or you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sin City with Onyx Muse.
Are you on OnlyFans too?
Yes, I am. Onyx. So on my website, you could get a free trial if you sign up the forms, or it's onyxmusexxx.com. That takes you to my OnlyFans.
That's there was something called Fans of X-Rated Entertainment, Fox, back when, and that was like AVN, but it was in Los Angeles at the Mayan Theater. I used to go down and see Jenna Jameson with my friends. Yeah. Guess who was there? He would be happy. James Gandolfini.
Really?
Tony Soprano was standing there I was with my buddies, and I went up to him, and this is crazy about life. Everybody should listen to this. So I go, "Hey, how's it going, James?" He goes, "Yeah, I just did this TV pilot for HBO. It was so bad. It sucked." I go, "Yeah, I go, "Yeah, I'm doing this. I would love to work with you." "Oh man, I would love to work with you." The Sopranos.
Sopranos,
That was it. Can you imagine if I was on The Sopranos? Goomba, baby, Goomba.
I know. I every time
he was
people
so
are
nice.
like, "Oh, I
He
want
was
you to
really
be my
good.
Goomba."
I know. We lost him too
Gumar.
soon.
Gumar, yeah.
We got to have Onyx back on. What do you think, Fish?
Oh
I
God,
love
just
seeing
brilliant.
that.
Well, I'm excited because she's coming to Las Vegas. I live in Las Vegas. I'm going to come down to your booth. You know,
Please,
um,
yes, yeah.
yeah,
I'm
and
getting
I'll bring
that out.
someone you know other than Brad. I'll bring
Yeah, please don't
you
bring
know
me.
what? No,
Curious.
I'll bring one of the Oompa Loompas, John Hyatt from my bachelor party.
Oh my,
Please, please.
Yeah.
John Hyatt's the greatest. We love you. We love you too, Onyx. Thank you so much. Please stay
Yeah,
safe,
thank you
Thank you.
guys so much.
healthy,
And
and wise. We
good luck
really
with
love
this
you.
podcast. I'm so happy to be one of your first guests.
You are our
Mhm.
first guest. God bless you.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen,
God
Onyx.
bless you. Thank you.
Give her a nice hand. Come on, fish.
Yay!
Give her a nice
Bye,
hand.
Onyx.
Bye, guys. Thank you so
Onyx
much.
Muse, everybody. First guest
Thank you
on
so
Fish
much.
and Snacks. Oh, is that great?
Yeah, how do you segue from that to the Lakers? How do you talk about Jeannie Buss, who's good looking, for that girl and that personality? Lakers just sold for $10 billion. We'll talk about that to Mark Walter
10
of the
billion.
Dodgers. That's a
Wow.
$10 billion woman as far as her
Yes.
enterprising, her attitude, right?
So
What'd
nice.
you
And
think?
you know, a lot of
Oh,
the girls in the business get worn and nasty and bitter. She is a happy go lucky. She knows how blessed she is, you know. But can you imagine selling anything for 10 billion? And I met Jeannie Buss about a month ago at the CIF industrial into the CIF Hall of Fame. And I took a picture with her. She was so nice and beautiful.
yeah.
Jay Moore, I wonder if he gets a piece of the 10 billion,
You
excuse
know,
me.
he's such a, I know people that have worked with him. You probably have. The nicest guy. He hit rock bottom with stuff that happened in his life, and he meets
Yep.
her, and she's a beautiful woman, and he was a top comic.
Oh, he still
Jerry
is.
Maguire. I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm happy for
Yeah.
both of them. But I think Brad, the way it works is it's sold for 10 billion, but she still has like a say. She's like the board of directors at the
She's
board
on the
of
governor's board. Yeah.
15%. So she's going to carry it on.
Yeah.
46 years. I'm born and raised in LA. So are you. 46 years the Buss family has
Wow.
owned the Lakers. I know you're a Warriors fan, so we'll segue to
A
this.
Laker fan
We got a
too. Yeah.
game 7, baby. Indiana and
Yeah.
Oklahoma. First game 7 in like 8 years.
Yeah.
Two questions for you. One, have you been watching? And two, who do you
Yeah.
like?
Oh, that's a good question. I've been watching every game. You know how I love basketball.
Sure.
I have to say it's going to be close. It's going to be one of the greatest seventh games of all time. But OKC's going to win. They just have that extra sauce. I'm telling you, if Indiana wins, I wouldn't be surprised. But you know, OKC has been there. They have to win this at home. Right there, they got to win it. Have to win it, and they will win it. You?
Same. Same. I liked Halliburton with Indiana. I like Gilgis Alexander with
Yeah.
OKC. OKC it's just they're a bigger they're more. I like the more physical teams in any
Mhm.
playoff series. We just saw the Florida Panthers beat Edmonton in the Stanley Cup. That ended more physical. In football, more physical. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm gonna miss the NBA. The good thing is, oh, I gotta ask you another question. I'm mindful. You know this guy, is Steve Kerr coming back?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Steve Kerr.
Okay.
Yes, he's coming
Golden
back.
State
Yeah.
Warriors coach, everybody. Okay.
Oh, Steve Kerr. He's one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. Forget he's the basketball coach, but I met him in high school. I played against him in high school, and then we had such a good time at the University of Arizona. And then good. I love when good things happen to good people. You know, it's so important. Usually, bad things happen to bad people, like it's happening today in this world, and I just don't understand it. So I think this is our year, fresh start. And we're going to do
Well,
it. We're
yeah.
going to do it. We're going to
We're
do
gonna
it.
do. Oh, we love. I love it. Like I said at the beginning of the show, everybody. If you're watching, Fish and Snacks can be seen on Facebook Live, YouTube, DBTV, Roku. Listen to us on X, formerly Twitter, LinkedIn at podbean.com, and check out clips of Fat Fish and Snacks on TikTok at Fish6134 and Instagram. I said at the beginning of the show, the most fun I have doing and I've done a lot of podcasts on different shows, is with this guy because we fight like brothers off the camera about this and that. And at the end of the day, it's always I love you, and we get a show on, and to have that young lady with the energy on our
Oh,
first show. Let's talk
perfect.
about now, because you know me as a sports fan. Now that basketball is going to end on Sunday, you got baseball, and then you got to wait another couple of months to football. Um, Are you watching? The Dodgers are fun to watch. You know they got 4 starting pitchers out and they're still competing.
I know. It's
Isn't that
amazing.
crazy?
Great coach. Dave Roberts, man. There was a bench clearing brawl last night with San Diego. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, they've thrown to
really
Fernando.
don't like him.
Yeah. Tatis, see, he's a hothead, and the Dodgers have thrown at him 3 times, in the series, and that's a great rivalry. You remember we were kids. For all the Fat Fish fans, I mean, for not Fat Fish fans, that are now Fish and Snacks people. You're still a kid. For Fish and Snacks people, Brad is born and raised in LA, and so am I. I live in Las Vegas. When we were younger, the Dodgers and the Giants were a huge rivalry. San Francisco Giants still is. But now, Brad, the Dodgers and Padres are becoming a huge rivalry. Don't you agree?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I mean, Manny Machado, when he was traded, oh, boy. Oh, boy. That guy, he wants the Dodgers on a silver platter. Great player. Great. That was a great get for San Diego. I think he's got 8 more years on his contract. But, look at the Yankees, the highest paid, lineup in baseball. They're like in a 6 or 7 game losing streak. Do you get rid of the coach? Do you get rid of him?
No, because they went to the World Series last year. Aaron Boone?
Yes.
No. I mean, if you're like what the Colorado Rockies in the beginning of June were 28 games out, and there were signs in Coors Field saying 62 days to the Broncos training camp. I mean,
oh goodness.
Yeah.
That's
Brad,
great.
I got to tell a story. Brad went to a Coors Field to watch the Rockies play the Seattle Mariners, and there was no one there. And he sat so close to the dugout that the manager came out and said, "Snacks?" He goes, "Yeah, I know you from Uni High School." He goes, "You want to play today? We can use you." That's how bad the Rockies is. Brad gets out there. He had some fly balls. He played a little bit of shortstop. They still lost.
Yeah,
but
that was a first baseman. That was a lefty first baseman. Yeah.
But I want to segue to something because we talked about this last on our podcast and on the last show that we did. We never finished it, but it will be short and sweet. We talk about people that influenced us in our life, and you're only 38, and I'll be 65 soon. But we talked about your grandmother, Nanny Klein, and my grandmother, and just wonderful human beings. But I think it's important nowadays because my wife's a school teacher. Talk about the recent loss that you had and tell us the money trail line. Talk about him for a few minutes, and I'll go about my guy.
Well, my teachers, they always get the short end of the stick. They don't make any money, but they're our future, And my 12th grade English teacher, Walter Gardner, was my best friend. So I'm 17 years old. It was my English class, and he was really at the end of his line. So halfway through the class, he'd start reading the Wall Street Journal. He knew everything about money, how to invest it, where to invest it. So I walk up and I go, "Excuse me, Mr. Gardner. He goes, "Yeah." He puts the paper down. He goes, "Yeah, what can I do for you?" I go, "Oh, I just wanted to talk. We have some time left in the class." He goes, "Oh, good. All right. Move that trash can, pull up the chair. Okay, what can I do for you?" I go, "I just wanted to tell you, you're my favorite teacher. I've learned so much in your class. I mean, more than anybody. Junior high, high school, he's looking at me and goes, "What?" I go, "Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Oh, that last quiz, I nailed it." He goes, "No, you didn't." I go, "Yeah, I did." He goes, "You got a D." I go, "Oh, well, that's for determination." And he looks at me and goes, "Listen, go back to your seat. Mr. Grunberg, I have a feeling you're going to pass my class." Kind of like Mr. Hand in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. "Spicoli, I have a feeling you're going to pass your class." "All right, Mr. Hand." So I went back, and from that moment on, at 17, he became my best friend. He had no kids. I was his wingman. I was like his nephew. We did everything together, good, bad, and different. And on May 3rd, 2025, he succumbed to prostate cancer. And I think about him all the time, but he taught me one thing. In life, follow the money trail. Everything in life, money's involved. And he's so right with everything that's going on in the world now. And I miss him every day, but he taught me more than he taught me English, because I learned nothing in his fucking class, but I learned about life. Thank you.
Isn't it amazing how a guy like Mr. Gardner can be a mentor to you, and you have memories of him, and you lead your life by things he taught you. You're 38, so 18 years ago, whatever it was, still. I had a guy, Mr. Joe Feinstein. You talked about The Sopranos and Gandolfini. Joe Feinstein visually, like the glass, looked like the Bobby Bacala, the Steven Sharipper character, but he wore
Okay.
glasses. He taught 2 classes. I moved to the Valley, went to a place called Grant High School in the Valley, Sherman
Right.
Oaks. Mickey Dolenz went there, Tom Selleck went there, and Toto went there. Make a long story short, Feinstein taught 2 classes, Brad. One was called Death and Living, and one was called Singles Living. He would take, and one was one half a semester, and the other half was singles living. Singles is like what are you going to do when you get out of the house? Death
Right.
was we went on a field trip to a funeral, stuff like that. But he taught stuff like this is what you're going to feel like when you orgasm. This is 17-year-old kids, you know.
What?
Yeah,
Is that
and
allowed?
he brought, like, we have a podcast. He knew everyone in the entertainment industry. Anson Williams, who played Potsy on Happy Days, came and talked to our class. Not about
No.
orgasms, but about Happy Days. But to have a teacher like that, you know, and there was time my parents were going through a horrible divorce, and I would just hang out in his class and talk about the Dodgers and life and stuff like that. And he had a huge influence in me because, like Mr. Gardner was with you, he was very positive, a positive reinforcement because you're still young and you got a young mind. So I think it's important that we give and we pay homage to teachers because I know my wife goes through 25 years in the business. And I'm glad that you're the way you are because of your nanny and your family and your dad and your mom. And I mean, jerk off friends like me don't do shit for you. But those people in the past, that's snacks, baby.
That's true. No, your teachers are your life because if you have a relationship like I had with Walt Gardner and many other teachers, I had a D average. I barely graduated college, but I learned so much. My dad told me this. He's going to be 93 July 1. He says, you're going to go to college, Bradley, and you're going to obtain 1% of what you learn. I go, what? What? He goes, yeah. And that 1% is going to teach you how to live your life. And that's true. I've learned to do my laundry. I've learned to have relationships with people. I love the rainbow of life. I don't just hang out with Jews like you. I hang out with everybody. I don't care who you are. In life, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be an asshole, but it's just what's inside you and what's inside your heart. That's who you really are. It doesn't matter what color you are or religion or all that bullshit. That's what
Kudos.
life's about. Find good people.
Amen.
And by the way, I've always said this, get the shit out of your life. I've gotten a lot of shit out of my life. I'm so much happier. I hang out with my dog, Annie. That's the greatest times of my life is just hanging out with her, talking to her and kissing her and loving her.
Yeah. But I talked to Annie. She's trying to get rid of you. You're
How
hogging
was
all the
Molly,
chick-fil-A.
by the way?
Brad, I
How's
want
Molly?
to end with something. I'm going to put you on the spot, and I do it. It's not fair. I want to ask you. Give the audience here, Fat Fish. If you don't, I'll go first. Two
Wait, wait,
truths.
wait, 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 wait,
God
wait,
damn
wait,
it,
wait.
fish and
Wait, wait,
snacks.
wait, wait,
I'll
wait,
let
wait,
that
wait.
out.
Hold it. Back up. What's the name of our show?
Fish and snacks. I'm
There
sorry.
you
2 years
go.
on my brain. It's
I
fish and
know.
snacks.
I
Snacks
know.
and fish.
Fish and snacks, baby.
You go first, and if you can, I'll do it. Give me 2 truths and a lie. Tell me a lie about a lie, and tell me 2 truths about yourself that people don't know.
Okay. Well, I have a huge heart. I made a mistake in my life. I helped everybody. I got 6 people, their SAG cards. I gave money away like it was water because I knew hopefully it would come back to me. Because my dad's uncle, my great uncle, Uncle Henry, said, he goes, Bully. He was from Vienna, Austria. My dad's a Holocaust survivor. And I was visiting him in San Francisco. He goes, look at my checkbook, Bully. How much is it? Oh, you got $2,872.82. He goes, so? He goes, what do you mean so? He goes, you can't take it with you. And he goes, you know what, Bradley, why is a quarter round? Because it's round because money comes back to you. So that's what life's about. Don't sweat the small stuff. Find something you love. I was a Lyft driver for 10 years and 5 months. And I told all the youngsters, find something you love. Don't do it for the money. The money will eventually come, and I made a mistake. My grandma always said, no good deed goes unpunished. So now I'm just worrying about myself and some very, very close people in my life, my family, my mom, my dad. And my dad's going to be 93 July 1. How blessed am I? And a lie is that I'm a really bad lover. I'm a great lover. Okay, and scene. Yeah, I
My
know it's
turn.
creepy.
My
And,
turn. Wow,
yeah,
that's a
yes,
buzz. That's a buzzkill.
yeah.
Wow. Truce. Since 1974, I've missed 2 Raider games. I'm a huge Raider fan, Las Vegas Raiders, and there's a lot of Raider people going to be watching this. I've missed 2 games. One, well, actually, I moved my dad's funeral around a Raider game, and another one, I had to go to a wedding in 1989, and I said, "What asshole gets married on a Sunday during football season?" Another truth is, it just got diagnosed that I have OCD, like open the door 1,000 times and checking things. I'm transparent with my life. The lie in my life, and you know this because you were there, I never caught my father, Marvin, okay, having sex with my Russian girlfriend in the beach house that I rented in 1983. And he didn't have this look on his face when I looked through the door. I never caught him doing that. Never.
No. But I heard a friend of yours on your friend's dad's deathbed. He told him that he caught him, not you, but your friend.
Well, my dad was dying. He got away. He was passed away from cancer. God bless his soul in 2008. And he goes, "Son, you want to say something to me?" My other brothers are there, and I said, "Dad, I know that you and Nadia, I know that she had her hand on your dick. I saw it." And he looks at me and he looks at me and he goes, "I love you so much, son." He goes, "That shows me what a great guy. You're not a rat and you're not a snitch." He goes, "You let it go." He goes, "You took one for the family."
Oh
That's
my
my dad. He took one for the family.
God.
Great, thanks, pops.
Yeah.
But wasn't that a cool thing? And now what? 1983 to 2008, 93, 2000. That's 25 years. I never
Yeah.
said a word to him. And he was going through a divorce. But it's weird when you catch your dad having sex with your girlfriend. It means 2 things.
Yeah.
One, I still kept the girlfriend because she was drop dead gorgeous.
Right.
She dumped me like all women do. But what would you do if you caught your dad was going through divorce and you caught
Yeah.
your dad with your girlfriend? Would you be pissed at the girlfriend or pissed at your dad or do what I did? Truth.
Let one go by the goalie. Whatever. If dad's happy, I'm happy, right, baby? And by the way, to all the women out there, okay, you love these bad boys, but it's always a dead end. Go out with a nice guy, a respectful guy who treats you well. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be 40, 50 years old and be alone with 7 kids. It doesn't work. It's not worth it. Nice, nice, not bad, bad. But you can teach me to be a bad boy in bed. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. Wow,
We got
number
2 minutes.
one
We
in the
got two
book.
minutes left, Brad. We got 2 minutes
Well,
left.
this is
Basically, I want to ask you a
crazy.
question. How many
Yeah.
apps are you on? How many are you on? Are you on? Because people want to know. Are you on dating sites? Are you on apps to
No,
try and
no,
meet
no.
people?
I tried the dating sites and they never respond to me. I meet girls like waitresses at restaurants and they're, "Oh, you're so funny." Or the dog park I go to with Annie, dogppl.com. That's dogppl.com. Best dog park in LA. And they go, "Oh, you're so cute. You're so nice." I give them my card and then they Google me and I'm older than their father. Yeah, that's the problem. And, they just don't like nice guys. They think I'm boring, but I'm not boring. That's the thing. Give me a chance. See, I have a 7th-month rule. 7 months you date somebody, guy, girl, guy, guy, girl, girl, whatever. Then the water settles, and then the person becomes who they really are. And I have had that happen probably 10 times in my life, dating people. We're having a great time, great sex, everything, and then they'll say, "Oh, you're too boring." I go, "You want me to kill somebody? I mean, you want me to get a tattoo?" No, I know. I don't
You're
like
not.
guns.
You're not boring. You're
I
not. No, you're
don't
not
want
boring.
that.
That's bullshit.
I just want to be me. I'll make you happy. I'll take care of you. Not really. You'll take care of me now because I'm running on fumes. But one day I'm going to blast off, and either you'll be with me or I'll be looking down at you. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, I'm going to be with him to the very end. For some reason, I like you. I don't know why. Is that a hairpiece? I
No,
always
it's
want to know.
real. You did it
Yeah.
in my glasses. You'll do that in the next one. But we got to get out of here. So I want to thank Onyx. We want to thank Onyx Muse for being the first guest on our inaugural new podcast, Fish and Snacks. And in the last 30 seconds, we did this a lot. We have a mutual friend, Keith Berman, who's a
Oh,
big fan of everything Brad and I have ever done. He is fighting pancreatic cancer. He's made it longer than anyone I've ever known, and he's kicking its ass. We dedicate this first show, Brad, to Keith Berman. You agree?
Absolutely. Keith, keep fighting. We're going to have you on the show. I can't wait to meet you, give you a big hug. Oh, we're coming up with some merch, fish and snacks merch. You get whatever you want, buddy. You know, you're a real hero. And I think about you when I'm down and out in the day. I think about you, and it gives me strength. Thank you, my friend. Keep fighting. Well, that's 101. No, that's one in the books.
So
We'll be back with number 2 of Fish and Snacks next week. That's Fish. I'm Snacks. Stay well, happy, healthy, and prosperous. We'll see you next time.